Hi, this is Gary. Welcome to another episode of Not sure she'll find me handsome, but maybe she'll find me handy. Today I'm going to be diagnosing a problem with my oven. So the old oven isn't heating up like it used to. When on bake, it takes forever to heat up. So I suspect I might have a problem with the heating element, the lower heating element. So I am going to be shutting off the breaker and removing and testing the element. So I've located the element in my circuit breaker panel. It is the high amperage 40 amp circuit breaker, which I will now shut off. So I'm going to start by removing both of the oven racks and then test the element below. I'm going to be using my cordless drill with a 1/4-inch chuck to remove unscrew the two screws which are holding the element in place. I'm beginning to pull back on the element, remove it out of the housing, and I will be disconnecting the electrical wires at where the connections are from the stove to the heating element. So I'm going to use my multimeter to test the leads of the heating element and check for continuity. Now, if the element is good, I should get some type of resistance reading on my meter. So I've got my meter probes across both electrical contacts on the heating element, and my meter is indicating an open circuit. Now, if it was a closed circuit, you can see what happens when I touch my meter leads together. It's hard to do this one with one hand. You can see that my resistance drops to 0. So anyways, it means the electricity cannot flow. Something is stopping it from going and making the circuit, causing the heating element to heat up. So examining my element, just looking around for any signs of damage, and oh, look at what I have here. I have 2 potential damage points here. I'll flip this over, and it looks to me like I have a damaged heating element. So that would mean that the circuit has broken, and that's what's causing the oven not to heat up. So it looks like I'll be shopping for a new heating element. And looking closely at the little nameplate on the heating element, I see that I will need a 240 volt, 3410 watt heater. So I'll be back, go shopping, and come back and show you the install. So here's my brand new, shiny new heating element for the stove, and I'm just checking it with my meter, and it was registering continuity at 15 ohms, so 16 ohms. So I know this is a good heater, so I'm going to proceed with the install. So I'm gently placing the element lining up with the 2 screw holes here, placing it in the back, and I'm going to be attaching the screws to secure it in place. Now that it's secure, I'm going to pull the oven out from the wall and connect the electrical in the back of the oven. So to connect the electrical from the element, I'm going to have to remove this panel. But I just want to point out too that I have also turned off the circuit breaker, and I've unplugged the oven so that I know that there's no power, so it's safe to work on the electrical. So the next step will be to reattach the electrical wires that connect to the heating element through the back of the oven. So I'm going to be connecting here and here, So I'm going to be attaching the stake-on connectors onto the heating element terminals. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to make sure that it is a good, solid, secure connection so that I know they won't come loose. It seems nice and tight. So one other thing I'm going to do while I have the back of the oven open is I'm going to tighten all of these electrical connections here, or check them to make sure that they are tight so that there's no loose wiring. I'm going to do this with a screwdriver rather than a drill, just so that I don't damage the connections or crack the plastic. Good and tight, tight, tight. Oh, that one was a little loose, so I'm going to give that a little torque, snug it up, and check the top one here. And the bottom one. Okay, so I'm glad I did that because the neutral wire here, part of the 110 volt circuit, was actually a little loose, so I got a little torque on that to tighten it up. Now I know for sure that it is secure. So after that, I'm going to reinstall the panel that was over here and plug it in, and we'll give it a test drive. So here's a live test of the new heating element, and you can see it's glowing red hot, so everything's good. So anytime you fire up a new heating element, it's going to give an odor, a smell for about 2 or 3 minutes while it's just burning in, and the temperature will, or the smell will go away. I use that time to check how long it would take the oven to go from room temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and it did so in about 5.5 minutes, which is perfect, right where it should be. The oven is working perfectly now. I know my wife probably was hoping for a new oven, but I fixed it. So she didn't find me handsome. Maybe she found me a little too handy this time. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. Talk to you later. See you on the next one.